Hey, how's it going, guys? Tyler here, and I'm just gonna do a video, talk, and the main thing I want to talk about right now is a lot of people are talking about Paul Walker's death, and some people are thinking that it's a hoax. It's not a hoax. Well, I'm thinking it's a hoax because start with his death. Think of it. His death made that one movie $1 billion. Okay? So just think of that. So think if you were Paul Walker, be like, yeah, me a billionaire, sure. Yeah, I'll fake my death. You know? Just think of that. And two, go on YouTube, whatever, look at the car from the accident. It looks like the car was driving sideways. It's stupid. The hood was barely dented. They only found Paul Walker's body. And there was two drivers. I can't remember his name. That NASCAR driver, which is Paul Walker's friend, and Paul Walker. There's two people in the car, Paul Walker and him. Okay? And, seriously. And do you know anybody that owns a Porsche ever having technical difficulties with a Porsche? That's supposed to be the best man-made car for its electronics. I have owned 3 Porsche in my life. Never has broken down on me. My uncle is owning 2 Porsche. He has one right now, and he owned another one, I think, 3 years ago. And never had any problems with it. Nothing. The other one, the only thing that happened is the engine got worn out because he raced with it too much. He raced every day for 3-4 hours. And he, didn't upgrade the engine enough for everyday racing. But, yeah, back on track here. The way that the crash was described and looked the way it was. Okay, think of this. So, 3 different news programs. So, Paul Walker crashed into 3 trees and 4 telephone poles. And 1 tree landed on the car and bounced off. So that's 4 trees. Think of that. And then this other news reporter said 2 trees and a light post. And bent a street sign. Okay? They had pictures of the tree, the lamp post, but nothing of the street sign. Another news reporter said 5 trees and 4 light posts. It doesn't make sense. Okay? And go back to the billionaire thing. Just think of it. If you were a multimillionaire, you still want to make another few billion dollars, So what are you going to do? If you get the chance, and if it makes your show billions of dollars, I might take my death, go ahead. Might buy a nice island somewhere, take my family to it every weekend, come back to the city once in a while, Just think of that. And, some of my friends were like, his death made him $1 billion for his show. I'm like, exactly, you just made my point right there. The show was made $1 billion because of his death. Doesn't that seem a little bit suspicious to you? Seriously. And then there's 4 pictures of Paul Walker's body and none of the other guy's body. Okay? There's 4 pictures. There's a picture of Paul Walker completely burnt, with just his teeth being able to show. There's a picture of him with his arms and legs cut off. Clean cut. You would think there'd be like some skin hanging off his arms and legs. You'd think he'd have some bruises and some big ass cuts. You know? There's another picture of him with half of his face split. There's a picture of him with a broken leg and a twisted arm. And then there's actually one more picture that not a lot of people have seen. I think me and 4,000 other people were the only one that saw it. That's it. That is it. It's a picture of him half burnt, and his arm is behind his head and around his ankle. I'm like, what the hell? His arm extended like 3 feet. And, yeah. And then, back to the car. Well, just look at the car. It looks like it was driving sideways. The hood is not really damaged. The trunk isn't very damaged. Okay? So the engine's in the back. From all the damage that it took in the front and in the side, that should have not have hurt the engine at all. So that would not be able to have the engine catch fire and explode. Okay? The only way that the engine could do that is if the car was either rigged, it was a very poorly made engine, which should not happen since it's a Porsche, or if one tree did hit the engine hard enough, because the engine is in the back. Okay, so that just doesn't really make any sense, does it? Just imagine. Okay, just imagine if you had a car with the engine in the back. You hit 4 lampposts, 2 trees, and a street sign. Did not touch the back of the car at all. The car would be totaled, but the engine would be fine. Think of that. Just think of that. Okay? Do you know how many people wanted to get their hands on that engine because it was still non-scratch? It had nothing on it. Not a scratch, not a water drop from a tree, nothing. Nothing at all. Few hundreds of people that were right near the accident was trying to unscrew the engine because it was so perfectly intact. Okay? Like, seriously. That engine, if one person could have gotten their hands on it, would have been a millionaire in an hour. That engine, the engine itself would have sold for $1 million. Not because it's an engine from a Porsche, because it's an engine from a famous guy that just got into a car accident. Okay? Hoax or not, that engine would have been worth $1 million. Maybe more. Okay? And back onto track here. So, like I was saying, it just feels weird. Like, you would think, right when he supposedly has died, quote, we would have felt something very, very sad. Because none of us knew who it was at the minute. We were scared watching on TV, watching it right in front of our eyes. But exactly, we didn't know who it was at the moment. Okay? So, like, I can't remember what happened. But, I don't watch a lot of TV, and I don't play many games. Yeah, I'll play games once, twice a week, but I don't watch many. I don't watch TV. I didn't find out. I didn't find out until he supposedly died. Until last year in July. So I'm like, wait, what? Paul Walker's dead. My best actor that I've always loved is dead. You kidding me? How? So my friend told me how. I looked up the wreck and I saw pictures, and I also chuckled up because my uncle knows him very well, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do nothing. I was just like, oh my god, no. I used to see Paul Walker every day. And I don't know if he's dead for sure or not, because his daughter and his wife doesn't say nothing. Okay? And getting into Paul Walker's family, so look at videos of interviews of his dad. When he starts to cry, he looks like he has to turn away, and like when he's pretending to rub his eyes and turn away. In certain interviews, I think there's two, you can see him putting something in his eye. I can't remember which two videos it was, but there's one or two that he's putting something in his eye. You can kind of see him turn away and pull something out of his pocket. It looks like a tissue at first, but then it sounds like a bag opening. Alright? And a week later, barely a week later, he has another interview. He doesn't cry. He looks straight into the camera. He looks straight into the cameraman's eyes. He doesn't cry. Doesn't chuckle. Nothing. Doesn't get choked up. Nothing. And I'm like, that's my son. It's been a week, yeah, but that's my son. Like, you would think that he would want to, cry. But no. I bet you, somewhere, Paul Walker's either sitting on an island or either sitting at a house that he bought with that $1 billion. If any of you see him, let me know. Because you guys might be fans, but I'm kind of related to him. Okay? So, my uncle is best friends with him, and my uncle's father's grandmother is his fifth cousin, I believe. And we don't have the same last name, but there is some relation. I think I consider him as my cousin. I don't think there's actual blood relation, but I consider him as my cousin. I've only seen him 2-3 times, mostly because of his tours, his interviews, and all that stuff. He's never really home, But, yeah. So, if you find out that he's alive, if anybody finds out that he's alive, just let me know, okay? Please like, subscribe, make sure you watch this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I will try to put up a comment selection thing, yeah. And in a week or two, I'm going to be doing a review on a taser and a butterfly knife that I'm going to be getting through the mail. And for all you weed smokers out there, I'm getting a nice bowl that I will do a review on Yeah. So, have a good night. Bye.